Hello children, we will continue the lesson, the astrologer's day, an astrologer's day. Okay, this is the lesson written by R.K. Narayan. Already I have completed first paragraph, though it is very big paragraph. So let us start the second paragraph. Okay, in the first paragraph we have seen the introduction part and also we have seen the day-to-day life, daily lifestyle of the astrologer. Okay, how can he earn the money, what is the way, the day-to-day lifestyle and all we have seen in the first paragraph. So we will see about his past, what was the reason to become the astrologer, how did he become the astrologer, that and all we are going to see in the second paragraph. Before he becoming the astrologer, what happened to him. Let's start that second paragraph. He had left his village without any previous thought or plan. Okay, so before he becomes the astrologer, what happened to him? That's what we are going to see in this paragraph. He told that he had left his village. It means that he was staying in a village. He was staying in a village. Who? The astrologer. An astrologer was staying in a village without any previous thought or plan. He doesn't have any plans about his future. Just he was staying in the village. And if he had continued there, he would have carried on the work of his forefathers. Okay, if he would have been there in that village itself, then he would have carried the same work of his forefathers. What was that work? So here they give tilling the land, living, marrying, and ripening in his cornfield and ancestral home. So these are the things he would have been carried in his forefather's house, in his village. Tilling the land, he would have been a farmer and also working in the fields, cornfield. He had the cornfield that has come from his forefather, and also he has one house, also ancestral house. He would have been there and after getting married there itself. But that was not, that was not to be. That was not to be. That didn't happen. Why? He had to leave home without telling anyone, and he could not rest till he left it behind a couple of 100 miles. To a villager, it is a great deal, as if an ocean flowed between. Okay, he came out of that village. He left the village forever. But before leaving the village, he didn't inform his own family members about his departure. He didn't say anything, just he left that place. We don't know what was the region. 100 miles ago, so much of distance he left the place, and he was staying there only. It is like a different that has been away from the ocean. He had a working analysis. He doesn't know about this astronomy, but he had a working analysis of mankind's troubles. He was a little bit experienced to say about the future of the few people. How can he say no? The reason is he has the ability, he has the talent to understand other people's mentality. He could study that. That was it. Based on the mankind's problems, he used to give some solution. He used to give some reasons for their troubles. That was his talent. See here, money, marriage, and the tangles of humanities. Long practice had sharpened his perception. He had been practicing since so many years. That really brought little experience, and that really sharpened his mind. So he could just imagine their problems, regions. What was the reason for their problem? And even he used to suggest something. You do like this, you do like this, something. and that was working luckily. So he had become an astrologer. He didn't study that astronomy, but based on his talents and based on his experience, he became like an astrologer. So within 5 minutes, he understood what was wrong. He has the talent that if anyone goes to him and tell about their problems, within 5 minutes he used to tell the things, the past, future, something he used to imagine, he used to guess, and he used to tell like that what was wrong with him. Then he charged 3 pies, underline that. So he charged 3 pies per question. What was the question? The customers who used to come to him, they need to put some question, tell me about my future. They'll stretch their hands towards him and they'll begin to, like that some people will do, no, they'll go to astrologer and they want to know their future. That is called palm history. That was we say. They don't know about their own life, but they want to tell the life of others. So that was he was doing like that. He doesn't know what was happening in his future, but he was telling the future of others. That's what he charged 3 pies for the each question. So never open his mouth. Underline, you have to listen this paragraph carefully. So never, first thing is, so he just charged 3 pies per question. And he never opened his mouth till other had spoken for at least 10 minutes. Means the customer who is to come to him, he will let him to speak about himself for 10 minutes. He will let that customer, okay, tell about yourself. 10 minutes he will give the time, let him speak whatever about it. After listening, so he will get enough stuff. So he will tell about them, the customer will say about himself. So after listening that, which provided him enough stuff for a dozen answers and advices. So the information that he gets from that customer itself was helping him to give the answers to the customer. Understood? So what he will ask, he will give 10 minutes to the customer to speak about himself. Okay, he will listen whatever the customer says about his problems and about his family things and all. He will listen. After listening the customer, then he will get some information about it. So he will be thinking what could be the reason. So natural way he will think, and that information will provide enough stuff for him to give dozen answers. Dozen means 12 answers. So many. That is just number. It is not exactly 12 answers, so it is common thing. And also he used to give advice also. When he told the person before him, gazing at his palm. So before tell the future, tell the answers, what he will do. So he will take the customer's hand. So gazing means so concentratedly, so constantly, steadily he will look at the hand of the customer. In many ways, so these are the answers that he will give in this way. See here, in many ways you are not getting the results of your efforts. He will say, okay, so many ways you are not getting the results. Though you are putting effort, but you are not able to get the result, the fruit of your hard work. Like that he will say. Then after that he will say 9 out of 10 were disposed to agree with him. So he will say, imagine just he will give 9 answers out of the 12. So it will be good, correct only. Or he questioned, is there any woman in your family? He will ask like that. Definitely woman will be there in every man's family, isn't it? So but he said he got that idea, he used the trick. That was his trick, that was his talent. He was using the talents and he is earning money. See, is there any woman in your family? Maybe even a distant relative. Definitely in every people's life, everyone's life, women will be there, male will be there, female will be there, children will be there. So like that he began to ask that question. Who is not well disposed towards you, they are not liking you, so they are a little bit against you. Like that he began to give some information, some clue. He doesn't know that is correct or not, just he will say. or he gave an analysis of character. He is to say about the character of that particular person. And most of your troubles are due to your nature and their rough exterior. Okay, he says like that. He says to the customer, most of your problems because of your behavior and your rough behavior, because of your nature. That is common, right? So if you are good, definitely the others people will also interact you in the good manner, polite manner. If you are rough and tough, others will become rough and tough. That is the common. 90 out of 100, 95% will be like this. If you are good, the others definitely will be good towards you. If your mouth, if your voice, if your words are good, definitely it will impact in the good way. If you keep on criticizing others wherever you are, if you keep on criticizing, then everyone will become enemy unto you. Am I right? That's a common thing, we know about that. But he says in the different way, so that he can attract the customers. That was his livelihood. He's just playing and he's getting the money. We can't criticize him like that. Okay, that's what. So that is the thing he says. And this endeared him to their hearts immediately. For even the middlest of us loves to think. Even the mildest of us loves to think that he has a forbidding exterior. Even who are very least in our people also, they will also, everyone will love the way he sees the future. And they'll believe that he has the extraordinary knowledge and he used to tell the future. Like that, everyone getting attracted towards his studies, towards his astronomy. Okay, that was it. Then the nuts vendor blew out his flare. That was the past as well as future. So only second paragraph is past. Okay, got it. So third paragraph onwards we can see the future, that is the current daily life. And again let's see the fourth paragraph, what happened. Listen carefully here. Something happened, some turn happened in his life, in his day life. That the nuts vendor blew out his flare. Okay, one day something happened in his life. Listen carefully. The nuts vendor, we know, right? In the first paragraph last I told one nuts vendor was there who was sitting next to him, and he used to sell the nuts, calling them in different names. And he used to have his stand. Because of that, he was emitting the light also. Through his stove he was getting light. Who was getting light? Even astronomer. This astrologer was getting the light. He doesn't have his own light. Right. This was a signal for the astrologer to bundle up too. Underline this. Whenever the nuts vendor blew out its light, okay, at that time it signals astrologer that the time has come to stop the business on particular day. This was the signal for the astrologer to bundle up too, since it left him in dark. Why? Because without the light of the nuts vendor, the astrologer doesn't have the light. Everything will become dark and he cannot work there. So he needs to bundle up everything, means he is to bundle up all his belongings, he is to carry and go to his home. That was the day-to-day life. Except for a little shaft of green light, only little light would be the green color light which strayed in from somewhere and touched the ground before him. Suddenly he could get the green light had come near to him, and it has fallen before him on the ground. He picked up his cowrie shells. Little light were there, so he took he was collecting all his belongings and even paraphernalia. Paraphernalia means all his belongings, whatever the things are there, everything he began to collect and was putting them back into his bag. At first paragraph I told, no, every day he'll come and sit there and he used to spread all these things, the paper, the bag, the cowrie shell, dozen cowrie shells, all things he used to spread and sit. Like means he is arranging his small shop. But after night time, whenever this nuts vendor blew out his flare and whenever it becomes dark, so he used to collect, he used to put it everything in his bag and he used to go to his house. That was the time. So even he did the same thing on the particular day also, but something special happened on the day. Was putting them back into his bag. When the green shaft of light blotted out, he looked up and saw a man standing before him. Whenever he saw little light color green light was there, so at that time he looked up. At that time he found one man was standing there. Okay, let us see who is that. He will do you good to sit down for a while and chat with me. Then that person, who is the stranger, so he asked him, you better to sit for a while and chat with me. You want to talk with me? He said. The stranger told this man, the astrologer. The other grumbled some reply vaguely. The astrologer, other person also there, he just he also grumbled, he means murmured, he didn't say properly. Then astrologer pressed his invitation. Okay, he also liked it, whereupon the other thrust his palm under his nose. Then another person just stretched his hand under his nose, because this person is sitting down and that person is standing, no? So from up he began to stretch his hand down under his nose, that has the stranger has come near to his nose, saying, you call yourself an astrologer. Okay, the stranger began to say like this, you say that you are the astrologer, no? So then the astrologer felt challenged. Actually he doesn't have the knowledge of any astrology. That stranger had come and he began to question him. Okay, if you are astrologer, then say future about him, say about my things and all that. So the stranger began to ask and said, tilting the other's palm towards the green shaft of light. Yours is a nature. Oh, stop that, the other said. Tell me something worthwhile. Okay, you will say that all the regular things, regular statements are there, no? You will be saying to other customers. So stop that and that nonsense. I don't want the regular statements. Normally, whatever you are telling others customers, that I don't want. Say something which is worthwhile. Who say? The stranger began to ask astrologer. Then our friend felt picked. Okay, he is little bit challenged. Who? Our friend means what? Astrologer. The writer is telling, okay, now astrologer is in trouble. This person is challenging him. Okay, saying something different about my future. I don't want the regular statement, whatever you are telling the other customer. I don't want that. I want new statements. Tell me about that. Something which is important. Then he said, I charge only 3 pice per question. He said, I charged only 3 pice. If you ask one question, you need to pay 3 pice for that. What you get out to be good enough for your money. At this, the other withdrew his arm, took out an anna and flung it out to him, saying, I have some questions to ask. If I prove you are bluffing, you must return that anna to me with interest. So he said that, if you, okay, not paisa, I am going to give the anna. For per one question, I am going to give 1 anna. Okay, if you ask the question, if you answer my question, I will give this, just through this in front of him. If you couldn't answer my question, then you have to return that anna with the interest. Okay.